not making enough money even, I'm not paying myself enough, then there's something that you're holding on to at this level that you have to let go of in order to get to the next level up here, which is red level. Red level is the level here, which is survivor. So some people here, survivor, infrared level victim would say, oh, $10, yeah, I'm gonna go get a meal. But if your friends go out and are saying, hey, let's go for a meal, and they're gonna pay $100, you're gonna think twice already. You're gonna, what? Do I really need to spend $100 tonight on a meal? And someone at victim level will always say it's not about the money. But of course it is about the money because you're always restricted by how much money you don't have. And then from this one here, if you go to survivor level, which means you're probably now in some kind of a job or at least having someone pay you money and you're driving your own personal value, this one here, then $100 is okay because you're actually making some money now. Whereas $1,000 is still a lot of money. If you saw $1,000 just disappear from your bank account, you would notice it. You go, okay, that's not good, right? Whereas if you're at orange level up here, making $1,000 is not really a big deal. It's like, yeah, I know how to do that. So if you're at orange level here, this is now where $1,000 is your new floor. You can try and keep reaching for the ceiling, but if you want to touch the ceiling, it's a lot easier. Just go one floor up and standing on it, right? So at every level here, someone can stand on this and say that's easy, but this is hard, which means you can never go further because you always need to risk at least 10% to go to the next level, right? So this one here, orange level, some of you might be at this level, which is worker. You're going to go chase the business, right? And this is where you actually realize, you know what? If I'm at red level, I'm actually designing my own personal value to make sure I'm earning money. But if I want to go the next level up, you've got to get to personal leverage. It's like saying, I don't need to run if I can get on a bicycle. So personal leverage is where you say, I'm going to figure out like a way that I can be working with a machine that's making me more money than just my time. And that's what happens at orange level, like the worker, the person who's like, I'll work for other people. And now you're actually at a point where it's like, oh good, I can actually make $1,000. But if suddenly someone comes along and says, I'm just going to take $10,000 from your bank account, same thing, you'd be like, holy cow, that's a lot. That's going to take you a long time working to get that $10,000 back. However, if you get the next level up, which some of you are at, which is what we were talking about earlier, which is yellow level. Yellow level is the player, the opposite of worker. You see, you've actually gone now from foundation, victim, survivor, worker, which is all about, am I actually making money positive? Worker's got a positive cash flow. He's then saying, oh, that happened by me working with other people. Player is when I actually can now go out there and actually play the guitar. I'm on the stage now, but if I stop playing, then the music stops. So this is yellow level here. And a lot of people, they get to yellow level and they're like, oh good, I know how to create a product, I know how to actually market that product and get it out there, but geez, I've got one who's doing all of this kind of stuff. And that's a real problem because it means it's like one person doing more things. And exactly as we said, you can never get the team around you to make things happen. Why? Because you're gonna only ever attract orange level people. Like every level can only attract one level below. So if you're like, why can't I find better people? It's because you yourself have this consciousness to attract those people. And so you then say, well then how do I get higher? And the answer is by realizing it's no longer about driving your own, designing your own personal leverage. It's like I've designed a business where I'm leveraging myself. No, the next step is actually realizing it's not about your personal leverage, it's about team value. I gotta value my team, I've gotta show up for my team instead of this whole thing about them showing up for me. This is green level, which is like performer. It's not about one person doing all things, it's about all people doing one thing. It's totally different, right, at green level. Right? And this is what we were saying earlier about yellow octopus, right? Yellow octopus is someone pretending to be green. It's like, I'm green because I've got this team. But it's not, you worry more about the business than anyone else, right? Which means they're not actually a team, they're just tentacles, right? You're still telling them all what to do, right? And it's called a yellow octopus because it's like lots of tentacles and small brain and everything sucks, right? It's like, that's the octopus, right? So this is like, then you get to green level, where the green level is like, oh, look at this, I'm actually making enough money now, right, that I can actually then afford a team, and I'm actually all about not yellow level chakra, which is like I will make things, but green level, which is I will help you make things, right? So like, this is where it really takes off. Then you can get to blue level, which is all about the conductor, who now has actually designed team value because they're conducting the music. And that basically means that they don't even have to touch the instrument. Like, this is the investor who has got multiple, not streams of income, but teams of income. Anyone who's trying to create multiple streams down here, you're just spreading yourself too thin. But if you've got the ability to attract performers, they'll manage your streams for you, right? So then that allows you to then attract the right people. And so it goes up from here at every level. Now, if you're at yellow level, then $100,000, you're like, yeah, I know how to, or $10,000, I know how to do that. 100,000 is still a bit of a stretch. Green level, you didn't start on a budget for less than 100,000, right? Because you've already got that flow happening. But if suddenly in your budget $1 million disappears, you'll feel that. Blue level, right? Don't even start for less than $1 million, right? Like every investment is going to be making you at least $1 million, and that's the conductor. But if someone comes along and kind of says, I'm going to take 10 million from your account, you'd notice that and go, geez, that's a lot to lose. Whereas someone who's at the next level, trustee, which goes up above this, trustee is like, hey, you know what? 10 million, no big deal. You know, someone like Richard Branson, who have people come and pay him 10 million just to use a version brand, doesn't cost them anything to do that at all. The trustee is actually not even on the stage. Like the player, performer, and conductor are all on the stage. These guys are the ones that create the theater. Trustee, and then you get up to 100 million, which is the composer, That's the person who's actually making the music, which we're now seeing with people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates are doing. And then eventually you get to the top level. This is violet, and above violet is ultraviolet. That's the light. This is the legend. Right? This is when you become a legend on the map, like the Steve Jobs or Nelson Mandela's in the world. You become a sign of your times, right? But you can't get to this level without having first gone through these levels down here. So what are you holding on to? Like, this is not about just hearing this and going, yep, that makes sense, I'm gonna just go do it now. Like, you can hear about everything we went through about Exponential and still not do it, and has nothing to do with your ability to do it or not. It's all about what you're holding on to. So what are we holding on to here? Hands up who'd like to know what you're holding on to at every level? Who would like to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, and just see how much this resonates. Infrared level, if you're at this level, the thing you're holding on to, which is the stone that sinks you, is your best idea. Because every one of us needs something which is called our worth. This is self-worth. Self-worth. Like a lot of people say, oh, all humans are looking for happiness. I don't believe that. I believe that a lot of people actually go out of their way, not necessarily to be happy. You know, it's like when I'm going and I'm doing my Ironman, I'm doing it to make me happy. I'm doing it because it actually increases my self-worth, my own sense of who I want to be and what I want to become. And so we all strive to do things that actually make us, when we go to bed at night, think I'm a worthy human. And at this bottom level down here, because there's no flow happening, the only thing you've got is the flow of your ideas. So you're like, oh, I've got this good idea. And the problem with that is that if someone says, oh, that's a really good idea, you'll go to bed happy and feeling that you're worthy, even though it behaves you nothing. And if someone's got an idea that they're sharing, and we've seen this today, but by the way, there's people resisting, so no, my idea's better. Guaranteed that's someone who's infrared level, because they are so into having to be right with their idea, because it's the one thing that makes them worthy, and they'll argue like crazy as opposed to listen in and hear what other people have to say, because they're at that level. So it's very difficult to actually allow someone here to get into flow, because they're holding on to these different things. But you have to let go, right? And you have to let go in order to move forward, or else you're always going to be stuck at this level. I still remember when I was in South Africa, and I was talking about this whole thing, and actually it was weird. There wasn't one person who came up to me straight afterwards, and he says to me, hey Roger, do you have an hour? There's something weird about someone infrared level. They always think you have lots and lots and lots of time, because they have, right? So do you have an hour? I said, actually no, I don't. I've got some stuff going on. He says, well, anyway, 5 minutes. And I said, well, why? And he goes, because I need to tell you about my really good idea. I said, really? He goes, yeah. I said, well, just tell me now. He says, no, I can't tell you in front of everyone else. I said, why? It's because it's such a good idea. I'm like, really? I said, yeah. And I could tell already, infrared level, right? Like, you have to go on to my idea. I'm like, okay, what's your idea? Because I've got this idea that I think, you know, what you do is great. You come here to these events, it's just fine. But, you know, what about ongoing, right? Imagine if you could have a center. You know, I've been going out telling everyone we should have a center here in Johannesburg, which allows us to teach entrepreneurs how to do things. We have mentors in there and this kind of stuff. I've gone out, I've worked it out. I need like, you know, $50 million to do this. No one wants to give me the money. And I'm like, okay, wonder why that is, right? And I said, well, it sounds to me like what you're doing is a little bit like the Richard Branson Center for Entrepreneurship, like the Virgin Unite Center, which is actually in Johannesburg, right? It's an amazing place where you actually get to learn how to be an entrepreneur, and all the top mentors go there and so on. And Richard Branson, he's put all his money to make that happen, right? So it sounds like it's the Virgin Unite Center for Entrepreneurship. And he goes, oh, no, it's not like that. I go, what do you mean? He said, no, this is much better. I go, really? He goes, yeah, much better. Yeah, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, what? This is Richard Branson. What do you mean he doesn't know what he's doing? Have you even visited? No, I haven't visited. It's like, so when you're at this point, you're so into having to have your idea, you're missing the fact that you've got to let the idea go. I mean, you can come back to it later. They said, what if I let go of it? I'll have nothing to hold on to. Yes, you will. You have to hold on to the next thing, which is here. So what do you have to hold on to? This here is your ability to serve. Like, we see this a lot of times, someone in Fred says, just come and help us at an event. Just come and help us at our cafe. Someone comes and helps us. What happens at the end of the day? Hey, how do you feel today? I feel so good. You do? Yeah. What happened? Oh, I just was helping so many people. They were like saying, thank you so much for the help. It feels brilliant. It's so good being here. Can I come back tomorrow? It's like, what about your ideas? Like, oh, don't worry about that. I'll come back later. Anyway, can I come back tomorrow? It's like, yeah, sure, we'll pay you for this, right? So you then suddenly make money because you're not thinking about getting people to come to you. You're going to people. And the good news is it means you can actually now create flow, right? Because the flow is not about people coming to you. It's about you going and actually serving others. But if you do this, the problem is you can never get to orange level. Why? Because if your whole mindset is that worth comes from serving, if you have more money than you need, then you're going to feel guilty. Because that feels like you're not actually serving people as well as you should. So it's like, oh, I better go and buy a new pair of shoes. Right? Just get rid of the money. Like, the unconscious mind is actually stopping you from ever having money because it's constantly thinking you don't need that money to be able to serve. In fact, you're actually probably overcharging people. So you actually stop doing it. Now, the moment you notice that and go, oh, no wonder I'm never creating flow my way because I'm constantly kind of just getting rid of the money I have, which means the money never comes to me. Right? What do I need to change to do this? You need to go from to serve to this one up here, which is all about hard work. That's why it's called the worker, hard work. I still remember my dad, like, he'd work so hard every single week. He'd be out there working. I was at school, I'd come back on a Friday, I would see him sitting on the balcony having a beer. I go, hey Dad, how was your week? Oh, it was was so good. You had a good week? Yeah. What did you do? Oh, I worked so hard. Yeah, but what'd you do? I worked so hard. Right? So like the whole thing was, he deserved more money because he was working hard, right? So if you were at that point, it's like, I deserve more because I'm working hard. You'll go positive. In fact, he would get angry at the government for giving money to the people who were just surviving. Like, they don't deserve my money, that's my tax dollars. Like, I should be, like, they could work harder if they wanted to, right? So there's this whole mindset that happens when you actually change your values as to what you hold on to. So he's there working hard. The problem with working hard, it means you can never get higher, because you're always going to have a big to-do list, because you're always going to be guilty when you're not working hard. So there's some of you in this room who are chasing it all the time because you're not looking for the smarter way, because you feel guilty if you found the smarter way, because it kind of feels like you're cheating now, right? And so you look at people who actually had businesses and goes, oh, those people are clearly cheating. They're probably crooks, right? They're not working as hard as I am, and they're making more money.